but my bug gamed out. That was crazy. How did I do that just now? I've just been talking too much, I think, today. Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Joycelyn, your player one, and today, Indie House, we've got Forgotten Fields. Why did my voice crack? By Frostwood Interactive. And it is a simulation story / adventure game. And this premise is pretty long, so strap in. Sid is a fiction author struggling with a creative block, attempting to recapture the feelings of inspiration he felt when he was younger. In order to pay the bills, he needs to think up a story and apply for a grant. The deadline is today, a lazy Sunday in the middle of summer. On this Sunday, his struggle is disturbed by an invitation to attend an unavoidable family obligation. The place Sid grew up in is about to be sold, and his mother wants him to come home for a small party so he can say goodbye to it. With the deadline approaching and his creative juices having frozen, this is not something he's looking forward to. Join Sid as he reluctantly journeys back home, meets old friends, relives memories, and attempts to kickstart his creativity back into gear. Also take part in his creative process as you play through interactive sections depicting the story he's attempting to write. Forgotten Fields is a warm, cozy game about nostalgia, creativity, appreciating the present, and the passage of time. A meditation on impertinence and the shortness of life. There is no content warnings for the game, and it is free, available on Itch.io for Windows, Mac, and Linux. I played for 40 minutes. The gameplay itself is pretty easy, but it was frustrating for me because it's very buggy, and like the game is a demo, so like I wasn't expecting it to be a finished game, but like it's very clearly unfinished. Almost to the point where I kind of wish there wasn't a demo right now, and it was a little bit more fleshed out when it was a demo. There are a lot of controls like available in the options menu, but for me, I was playing on my keyboard, but for some reason on my screen, it showed the controls for a controller, and I've never connected a controller to my computer or anything like that, or my Steam. I don't know how. Well, I guess I have once, but like it was on a completely different computer. I don't know how it thought that I was playing with a controller for some reason or something, but yeah, it was interesting, to say the least. And it actually made me fail a quick time event because the wrong controls were on the screen, and like it was at the very beginning of the game, so I didn't know the controls yet, and I didn't even know I could look for the controls. I had no idea how to play the game, and there was a quick time event, and I wasn't able to do it, and it like changed what was happening in the story, so that kind of sucked. And then also some of the controls have like alternate controls, but they aren't listed in the controls section for some reason, which is questionable to me. Like first it's like telling me I need to use controls that I don't have because I'm not playing on a controller, and then since I'm playing on a keyboard and mouse, there's a bunch of controls that just aren't listed for keyboard and mouse that actually do stuff in the game, which I don't know. That was very interesting. The visuals are cool. I like that it's in third person. I think like if the overall game was a lot more like the cutscenes within the game, it would be awesome. But like the game, like I said, the game is very clearly unfinished. Like it definitely needs to be developed more and like fleshed out and bug tested and stuff, because it's almost impossible to play. Like, I don't know how much farther I could have gotten. But I thought the music was great. I love the instrumentals in the background. It's so pretty. The music's so good in this game. And the story is cool. I really wanted to finish the game because I thought the story was really interesting, and I thought that the story that Sid was writing was also really interesting, and I wanted to finish it so I could figure out what he was writing. But my bug gamed out. That was crazy. How did I do that just now? I've just been talking too much, I think, today. My game bugged out at the clothes part where the clothes fly away at his aunt's house. And that it bugged out with the thing on the tree. And so the game was just broken after that, and I wasn't able to get any further. Which sucks, because I really wanted to know what was going on. And I mean, I guess the parts that I did like, though, were that, like I said, when Sid writes his book and his ideas, you get to play it out as a character in the book and like see what it is that's happening. And I thought that was a really cool way to tell a story. And I keep saying, I really just wish it was more fleshed out and more like worked on, because like this game seems really cool and I really wanted to play it, but it was just impossible. So yeah. And also a lot of the game right now is cutscenes. I feel like at least a lot of the game is unplayable, so a lot of the game is cutscenes. Like, if the game was playable, then it would be like a better ratio. But right now, it feels like a lot of the game is cutscenes because a lot of the game is unplayable because of all of the bugs. But my favorite part was the music, for sure, definitely. I feel like the music is like the only thing I didn't have a problem with. But like my least favorite is just that the game itself is just broken and it needs more work put into it before it can be like released or anything. I don't know if this game is still being updated. I don't know how often this game would be updated, but if it is, then I feel like just working on bug fixes, at least for the demo, would be the most important thing to do if you want to continue having a demo of this game out. That way people will get like a good sense for what your game it will be in the future. Because I've played some really good demos and they make me want to actually find out what the full game will be like in the future. But this demo doesn't really make me want to do that because it's just completely unplayable. And I don't really get a sense for the game itself because I'm just struggling through the game so far, you know? So I don't really recommend this game right now, but like in the future, whenever it's finished, it could be great. Like the demo, I wasn't expecting much, like I said, but like I said also multiple times, it was pretty much unplayable. And I don't know if that's ever going to be fixed. I don't know if this game is still being worked on. I don't know. So with that, my final rating for Forgotten Fields by Frostwood Interactive is a 5 out of 10 tokens. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Indie House. Be sure to rate the episode and let me know your thoughts. I've got a Discord server called Indie House Official, which would be a great place to give your feedback, talk to me, my collaborators, or other listeners of the show. If you have any indie game suggestions, feel free to comment below or hit me up at indiehouse_pod on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag IndieHouseGaming. And if you would like to support the podcast and get some cool extra content, you can find the Patreon in the card. Catch us next week on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. See y'all on the next level. Bye!